Happy late Canadian Thanksgiving, everybody.
Is it?
Yeah, yesterday. And to mark this joyous occasion, Tifa has spent the night mining the most exquisite cringe for all of you. Manufactured through her own hands. Tifa, I believe you have not one but two stories to tell us today. But first, hello T, congrats on being second. Hello Honest Psycho. Hi there, how are you all doing? Happy Tuesday.
Everything he said.
Moin moin. Exactly.
I do actually have two stories for today. One is nastier than the other. Which one do you want first?
It doesn't matter, I'm prepared. And everybody has warned now, so carry on.
Fine then, we'll start with nasty.
Homesick from work, but I can catch an extreme, so I call it a win. I'm very sorry you're not feeling well. I'm happy you're taking the time off to fully heal and all that. How you will feel after this remains to be seen.
Honestly, I don't think it's too bad, but some people, like Jack, do think it's bad, so I'm just gonna go right into it. Mattenart, how you doing?
Happy Tuesday. You're coming in at the right moment.
Welcome back in.
Please, mind the... Yeah, we do. We have a Tifa overlay.
Shit. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack's a baby, I'm sure it's just fun. It's really not as disgusting or bad or anything, and it's a really short one. So basically, as most of you know, I removed a birthmark in my neck.
You had it removed, you did not remove it yourself.
Okay, I had a birthmark removed in my neck.
Now, real quick, time out. Normally, I have noticed that I correct Tifa a lot. And I don't want to seem like a complete dick, and it makes me seem more dickish than I actually am. So I want to, wind that down, because, I can be a dick when I need to be a dick. You get the idea. But people now know you a certain way, and when you say you removed it, people will take it at face value.
Yeah, I guess you can't.
At least you're aware. Exactly, I'm working on it. No, okay.
Evie, Sabas, happy Tuesday as well. Hope you're doing fine. Anyway, yes, it had a whole crust and stuff on it, so it was healing, blah blah blah.
Reminder, this exists for a reason.
But yesterday it got a bit loose, and of course you will start picking on it. I wasn't allowed to pick on it, all good and fine. So
no, why were you not allowed? Because the moment your hand went near that, I was like, no. Let that heal, it will be done healing and just fall off and do whatever needs to be done when your body has decided that. Anyway,
I like picking on things, so of course it was in my mind the entire time before going to bed. And I didn't really have any wild dreams. The only thing I remember when I woke up... Wild dreams. I usually don't have wild dreams and remember them. Only every now and then, with the train thing.
Okay.
But I do remember that someone told me, "Did you eat it?" And I mean, that's something you hear, I think, quite often in the Netherlands. It's a thing for some reason. No one really eats it, but it's a weird joke that I hear quite a lot. Anyway, I told Jack, I woke up and someone told me this, and the thing is actually off now. So I put a band-aid on it because it's still a bit raw.
It fell off.
It just naturally fell off. And Jack's like, "Oh, I'm gonna puke. Go away."
Yes.
So I went away.
Yeah.
Left it all to myself. I went to work. And in the shirt, I was wearing a different shirt, and it was sticking out a little bit. And one of my colleagues that I didn't see yet was like, "Oh, what did you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had this thing removed, but the crust fell off, so now I put a band-aid on." And I kid you not, he looks at me and he goes, "Did you eat it?" I immediately basically shit myself. See, it's not that bad. It was just really funny. My colleague who asked this, or who said that, is also Dutch, by the way, which might explain a few things. And then we basically had lots of jokes about putting it in the oven and making blood crisps. Then we kind of talked about blood sausage. And it was like, well, chips are better. We could put some chili flakes on it, or paprika and stuff. Anyway, it turned into a whole discussion at work on how you would best eat your crust, and I thought it was really funny.
I don't know how, but she managed.
It's an interesting conversation. And it was already like 8 a.m, so it's the perfect time for that.
I mean, the change of overlay that I did.
Does that fall under cannibalism? I don't. Like, even I wouldn't eat that, honestly.
If you... Yes. I mean, yes. Yeah. Anyway, my stomach is now slightly turned. I mean, I had an earwig in my tea once, but this is worse. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because, like, when Tifa realized it was gone, she was like, where did it go? Did you find it in the end?
Yeah, I did, because it actually fell off when I put on my shirt, and then I was like, oh, I felt it like rip. And I was like, oh, where did it go? And then you heard a bloop. I found it on the ground. It was hard enough by then to...
Here's the other overlay, Motonot. She always
it just
finds
has
a way.
Different text.
Like, originally I just made this for the when we talk about spoilers, but when I did that, and then I had like 5 or 6 other ideas, so I made those as well, and it just keeps happening. Like, I don't tell her, hey, please give me a reason to press these buttons on my Sammy board. She just does.
Hey, I had a good conversation about it at work, at least. People were willing to entertain the thought, and we had blood crisps and recipes. And then we talked about, like I said, blood sausage, which wasn't as nice because I really don't like blood sausage.
I've had it once when I didn't know what it was, and then I liked it. And then somebody told me what I was eating, and then I almost threw up. What the fuck are blood crisps? Something Tifa has made up. It's not a real thing. Blood crisps are not real. They cannot hurt you unless you let Tifa talk to you for too long, because then you will take emotional damage.
It's what we call the crust, but then put into the oven.
I'm not gonna flick back between this and the cannibalism overlay, Tifa. I will not do that.
That's on you, honestly.
No, it came out of your mouth.
That is absolutely on you.
The crust. That's...
Well, what do you even call it in English, anyway? It is a crust, no?
In German, you would call it... I mean, the word you would use in German.
It's a Kruste.
Honest Psycho, back me up here. You could say Kruste.
Oh, scab!
But yeah, English is like scab.
Yeah,
Or Schorf is the technical term in German.
Okay, what?
But Schorf, yeah, exactly. That.
I have never heard that word. Also, hi Groundhog. Make
Hello,
sure to tell
Groundhog
her.
by ricocheting past Motonot. Yes, thank you very much. Hasn't been a That's fine. Stuff happens. Life happens. People are busy.
Groundhog is doing well. Give our regards
Hope
to her.
you're doing well. How are you all?
Well, that too, of course.
Yes. Hope everybody is well.
Crust makes me think of food, like bread crust. Yeah, in the current conversation, it definitely makes sense.
And it keeps working both ways, because cannibalism for some reason.
Well, honestly, I just literally translated it from Dutch.
Very happy that the Dutch language lends itself so well to cannibalism. Maybe we should collect a bunch.
Make it a delicacy. Like, if
when
you finish eating your crisps, you just start replacing them
for
with...
regular English-speaking people.
You just start replacing them with crusts, and when the bag is full, you put them on an oven plate. I would say bake them 10 minutes.
Tifa, I don't have my wallet on me or anywhere in this room, but I will pay you money to stop talking.
Well, fine.
That is so disgusting. So utter...
Yes! Thank you, T! You get it. And besides, you have a whole supply of them. You work with kids.
Tifa, do you remember...
Jackpot. I'm just saying.
We can make a religion out of this. I'm gonna make it worse.
Excuse me, do you have a moment for our Lord and Savior?
Bag of... No. Do you remember a while ago we were talking about virgin eggs? Or virgin boy eggs, or whatever they were?
Oh, yeah.
And we all agreed that it's Jesus Christ.
That really works.
Yeah, that... I need to wait. I need a moment.
I see so many boogers eaten daily. Makes me think those kids are on something. Oh, the boogers can be the sauce. Dipping.
She shed flowers. Carefully into a bag filled with all the artificial flavors.
Why do I think if I make a subreddit out of this, could actually become a thing?
I do not want to be surrounded by the people that will join that subreddit. No offense to all of you, but the people that specifically look on the internet for a forum where people get together to share recipes to flavor their scabs. No, that's... I mean, it doesn't do anything to me. You can do whatever you want. But I'm pretty sure if I surround myself with that, I will start throwing up. And I do not want to. It's not for me. No.
Private subreddit. Like, you can only enter if you send pictures or recipes of your...
You know, other people on the internet will tell you stuff like, send nudes. And Tifa will tell you, send scab pics.
You can absolutely multi.
I wanted to say, do you remember... Do you remember when we talked about the virgin boy eggs and everybody was like, ew, that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I feel like this is not as bad as the virgin boy eggs. So.
But where's the difference? Like, one is literally using a human waste product to somehow make food out of it, and the other is using a human byproduct to consume.
Because the one is actually eaten.
You're talking about making it into chips and flavoring it.
Well, that's better flavoring then. We can
so
argue
apparently
about this.
Tifa draws the line at the flavor combinations. Jack, the trick is to assume we are only shitposting. Yes.
But are we?
That's what I'm telling myself. Hello Bedinses. Happy Tuesday. How are you doing?
But the thing is, I do...
Oh my god, she keeps going.
Remember hearing... okay, wait. I was actually trying to look it up, but then I ran out of
Thank
time.
you for doing this on your phone.
Yeah, then I don't sit to the side the entire time.
Thank you.
I do remember... Oh, this is the wrong
Oh,
thing.
I need to look away from Tifa's phone.
Like, this... me hearing this so often... I need to look up if this is an actual thing or not.
Can you turn your screen? Because Tifa literally googled if people eat their scabs, and if I recall, if the glimpse I caught of her screen was correct, the very first thing that was on that, turn your screen around, was 10 reasons to do that?
No, it was 10 weird habits. And one of them is eating your... scabs. It's a Dutch article. I mean,
of course it's Dutch.
I knew I heard it from someone.
Of course it is Dutch. Hey look, video games! It's not set up yet and Tifa didn't even do a recap yet, so...
I do have one other funnier,
I'm
bit
sorry.
sadder story to like distract your mind from
Okay,
it.
but first, give everybody, including me, like a few seconds to mentally reset, okay? Just take a deep breath with me. And slowly exhale.
Exhale.
Okay, I think I'm ready for whatever comes next, Tifa.
This one is not it's
Why
disgusting.
are you smiling?
It's disgusting in its own way, because when I'm thinking back of it, it's kind of funny. I commute to work, as most people do, by train. And I usually take like an hour, and there's a lot of shitty things happening in the train.
It's
in
public
the time
transport.
I spend in public transport.
It's public transport.
And the train wasn't as full, and you had like these 4-seaters, like two looking at each other.
Yeah.
You know the seats I mean. I was sitting in one of these 4 thingies on the outside, and next to me was a young adult, I don't know, somewhere in his 20s, and an older lady sitting across from
Not
one
in her
another.
20s.
Yeah, exactly how old she was. She was a bit older. At some point, all was good. He takes out some food, and I have to say it looked really good. He had like this, what do you even call them, Tupperware with pasta and chicken wings in there. And honestly, it looked really good. I was jealous. I was hungry. I was on my way home. I wanted that food. So he's like eating his pasta.
I'm waiting for the part where it becomes a Tifa story. Yes? So there's
I'm
a guy
telling you.
just consuming his lunch or whatever in the train, which is, yeah, that's something people do
Which
regularly.
was
It's
all
normal.
good. I'm telling you, this story isn't as bad. It was just kind of funny in a really
Carry on.
bad way. So he's eating his food, all good. Pasta is done. At some point he starts on the chicken wings. I wasn't really looking. But then I hear this old lady like, "Do you do this at home too?" And I like look to the side.
Yes, regularly. I try to.
Well, he's eating these chicken wings, which have like some sort of sauce on them, with his hands. And he's rubbing his fingers off of the seat next to him. And he's like, I don't even know what he responded. Something along the lines of, "Oh, leave me alone, blah de blah." And she hands him a tissue, like, "At least use this to wipe your hands off." And he's like, "Nah, I got the seat." It didn't happen.
Wait, actual chicken wings with bones on the train. That's not the weirdest thing I've seen people eat on a train.
But the way he dead seriously said, "Nah, I'll use the chair."
But, I mean, first of all, like, using the seats
It was kind
in
of
public,
nasty.
in any type of transportation, to wipe your hands,
It's also kind of dirty.
that's kind of a dick move. Maybe don't do that. But also, imagine you're eating something with your fingers. So you put your fingers in and around your mouth. It's finger licking good, right? And then you take your saucy mouth fingers and you look at the seat next to you in a bus, in a train, it doesn't matter, where probably at least 100 people sat throughout the day already with all the things that the people have. And then you go,
Wait, my glasses.
and then you decide, after touching this, you go, it's like,
Oh, now I got fingerprint.
besides the property damage, yeah, it's yes, you shouldn't do
It's
that.
gonna suck if you sit there
But-
with like white pants on there
You
or a
also
white shirt.
you eat the butt residue. I hopefully it's just butt residue, just human butt residue.
Like,
That's not doing much to clean your hands, that's called public trans. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to know how many hairs he's eating just from, like, if a person like me sits there, like, my hair falls out all the time. I lose so much hair throughout the day. I keep growing it back, which is why it looks this way.
but not even that. I kid you not. I once sat down in
Maybe-
a train where
wait.
someone peed on the seat and I did not see it, and it soaked into my pants, and it was absolutely disgusting.
I'm so sorry for you.
Yes, you should be. But it's shit like that that's just dried up in these chairs,
I was gonna say maybe finger licking good guy like rubs over rubs over the seat, and then like he has a couple longer hairs like from people like me, and he goes, "Oh, cool, I can floss now."
That's right.
But yours was worse somehow.
No, but seriously, the face.
Press A. There's no video games here yet.
It was the face when he replied, "I'll just use the fucking chair." That just killed me. He was dead serious. He just had a straight face and he's like, "No, I'm good, thank you. I'll
He
use
doesn't
the
even
chair."
realize what he's doing. But trying to find a silver lining here.
Don't waste your napkins.
Yeah, I don't need one. They wash this anyway, at some point, I hope.
Today.
I
Are
hope so.
chairs in public transport actually clean?
I would think so.
I never get that feeling.
I mean, that's the problem, but I would think so. What do you call it when you're simultaneously amused and disgusted? I can answer that. It's called my favorite letter is X. Sorry, too easy. But
That works.
if we ever need... I'm slowly segueing into the game, watch out. If you ever need antibodies from somebody who must have an absolutely outstanding immune system, that guy probably has it. Like, that guy needs to be immune to everything.
Well, no one says he didn't get sick after. I mean, I can't tell you. I don't know.
With how he was acting based on your story, he does this regularly and not just since yesterday.
Do you think someone really regularly takes chicken wings on the train? I mean, people
Apparently.
eat a lot in public transport. That's all fine.
Apparently.
With me, but...
Yeah. I wouldn't... Like, based on what you've described, yeah, I would think so.
On one end, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Takes a nice donut, you know, like one of those glazed ones, was like, that's just a plain glazed donut. Better.
It's the extra seasoning.
This guy... That's why they call it an everything bagel. It's not that there's all types of seeds on it.
You get the urban feeling, don't you?
Big city life. There you go.
See, 2 food stories. One not as bad. The other one...
After all this time, I don't know which one was worse.
Really?
I think it's jokes with an S at the end. But I'm not sure. I'm double check.
I believe there's an S behind it, yeah. Or thingies of...
I am... Tifa, I'm literally looking right now. You can stop whatever it is you're doing. Nope. It just doesn't work. That's weird.
No, that's all fine.
It is connected. Well, you get to direct your anger to Streamlabs. Oh, that works.
Wait, what?
That's...
Why does yours work? Hey, you removed the Gatsa.
Yes, as I was asked. Apparently, our chatbot decides when it wants to do something. Thanks, you're welcome.
I think it broke down trying to process what it has all heard today.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I guess you did that, Tifa, but...
Well, something is sometimes working, I
Stuff
guess.
breaks all the time, and I cannot seem to find out why this one wouldn't work.
It's alright. Oh, that one actually works again.
Oh, yeah. The average human eats 40 hairs each day. This data is heavily skewed because of Chicken Wing Charlie, who eats up to upwards of 2 billion hairs per day.
I do love the name Chicken Wing Charlie. Actually.
Chicken Wing Charlie is... Yeah. May he still wing wherever he is now. And hopefully his stomach isn't paying the bill for his actions. Chicken Wing Charlie needs to be made into a thing. There needs to be statues at every train station in Germany dedicated to Chicken Wing Charlie.
At this point there should be wanted posters, more likely, so that they can clean that chair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Wanted
most people,
for disgusting behavior.
like me, also don't really look before they sit down. They
I
just
do.
see an empty seat and, you know.
I do. I grew up with public transport. That's why I check before I sit down.
You'd think I would have learned to, but I don't really. Most cases. Sometimes I do.
Talking about things Tifa sometimes does. Good recaps. Let's see if this is one. What a segue. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward?
The last time we played Virtue's Last Reward on My Favorite Letter is X,
Stop stalling.
Now I need to restart. The last time, no, I'm just kidding. We found Tenmiyuji and Clover dead in the infirmary, where they were chained to a sink and obviously killed by someone.
They died, as we learned after looking at them for long enough, they had died from being injected with tubercularine. Because they were unable to get out of their predicament and got injected with needles.
Basically. We investigated their bodies, or well, fight it to try to find hints, see something, blah blah blah. And she actually found that on Phi's thigh or leg were the numbers 016. Or Dio, like backwards, but we're not fully sure about that.
016, or if you reverse it and you squint your eyes really hard, you could potentially read Dio in there with a lowercase d, which is weird, but...
But the backwards doesn't really make sense, so it's probably 016, because Fi also went like, oh, where did I see that before? And honestly, I can't remember where
apparently 016 was a thing that we have come across at some point.
Or forgot?
Yes.
I have no clue. So we had the 016 thing that we have not solved yet. We still need to get there. Then at some point we went to, after we were done with those two, we went to the recreation room because Tenmyuji's spray was missing.
Luminol.
The luminol bottle was missing, which was in his back pocket, as I remembered. So we ran to the rec room, and there we found Dio and Kay dead.
Yes,
Dio
Kay had been axed, literally.
In the back.
Dio stabbed through... I mean, they said the stomach, but it was slightly over on the side. Into a wall.
Kinda, yeah.
Yes, looks painful.
Both of them are dead. We do know that Kay had his key for the helmet. At least it was in Dio's pocket, if I recall correctly. Dio was holding on to that, but we're assuming Kay was able to use it. We tried to open Kay's helmet with it, but it didn't work. It was stuck. Probably because of the axe in his back and neck.
Apparently, the unlocking mechanism only works if the suit is not axed. I mean, they didn't explain it.
It was kind of in the neck too, though.
I have a hard time saying where it was hit, where Kay took the blow, because they also said that Dio had been stabbed through the stomach, and I would have said it's like...
It was a bit more to that.
It was the side of his body. But...
Yeah,
yes.
Well, that was... Okay, so...
They didn't find out what Kay looks like.
So, some of them are... Or some of them. So, those two are unfortunately also dead. And while we were still in the room trying to progress what the fuck has happened and who could have killed them, which we believe is Quark, Vi went like, oh no, Quark is alive and believe it. And
he's just a kid, it can't be him.
It can't be him, exactly. He's so young and blah blah. And all of a sudden, someone opened the AB room.
Yes.
Which could only be Quark at this point. So we ran back to the warehouse. And the... What's the room? The AB room.
The Ambidex room.
The Ambidex AB room.
What's the name of the AB room? The AB room, people.
The AB room was already closed, so we're assuming that Quark opened it, ran in there, and closed the door on him. We're still not really sure what has happened, because I believe we have Quark's bracelet too.
No.
No? Did we leave that?
Actually, yeah, no, we did find the bracelet. I forgot where. I don't know. We found the bracelet.
I also don't remember where, but we do have the bracelet. So we didn't actually see Quark. And now we do need to do an AB room, and I forgot who we are against.
You skipped about half of the stream.
What did I? That was the most important bit.
No. After that, because... when we went into Warehouse A to do the AB game, one door was still open, but Quark was nowhere to be seen. Quark's vessel was next to Clover and Tenmyuji, exactly, thank you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Then they had the genius idea, hey, let's look around again. So they went into the room where we found Termite Man back then, the director's office. And there the PC was turned on with two lions eating a big burger with a big lettuce leaf in the sun. And then suddenly we learned this is a lock, but not yet, because this is the one time in the game where you need two pieces of information. And unfortunately we only had one. We needed the bacon has cheeseburger, exactly.
True.
They needed the user ID, the login thing, and the password. We only have a password, which was Milk Heavily.
Do we know that's the password?
Yes.
It could also be the user ID.
No, because I even wrote down that it said the second gate, and I think Sabes pointed that out last time too. So, because we only have one of the two things we need to enter, we couldn't do it and ended with a to be continued. Because we need one more password to get through the leftmost flow. It's now locked. So instead, we decided to go back to a flow that one of the ones we started with, where we had finished the first round, betrayed Alice, did one of the puzzle rooms that I forgot about.
I completely forgot about that. We even had to jump.
We're in the one where old dead lady was never found. Bombs have been though. And we're specifically in the one where both Alice and Quark contracted Radical 6. And we knew this because they both had their freak out moment and they were adamant.
I really did skip a lot.
That they did have this. Then the lock there originally was, oh my god, we only have one dosage of Excelavir. What can we possibly do? And then information through the morphogenetic field, and Siggy went like, wait, we have the IG replicator.
We can use it to make more of the antidote.
Exactly. When people figured out, wait, how do you know that there's a thing and why do you know this? Because the other group went in the room. Dio thankfully helped us with like, yeah, you went through there when you were looking for Alice, right? Exactly. So we all went to that room, did the IG replicator stuff, and now we had 2 dosages of Excelavir.
And we only made 2. We didn't make any more because why would you need more if currently only 2 people are sick, right?
Exactly. Why would you keep a backup?
Let's not make a backup in case more people get sick, but sure.
Overrated. But Sigma almost dropped one of the vials, and that's when we learned that
there's another bomb.
Bomb 02 is in that room.
Wasn't it 3?
No. Oh. Then they decided to ignore this for now because can't do anything about the bomb. We went back to the infirmary, treated Alice and Quark with the newfound 2 dosages of Excelavir, and then they went like, oh, Schneeschnash, we need to go to the AB room thing, and that's where we are now.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Tifa.
I did definitely skip off. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
So now we have to start with the Ambidex game.
So the AB door wouldn't close if someone tried to use the AB room without the bracelet that scans to see who's inside. Oh. But wait, one door was closed, no?
No, all of them were closed except for one.
Oh, I thought all of them were open except for one. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know what happened there yet.
Exactly, and we won't find out either because we got kicked out.
I was already thinking, like, wait, who are we even voting against if everyone is dead?
Imagine if that was today's stream title. Alas! Betrayal.
I do recall that we said, like, oh, what a shame, we're gonna have to betray, but then I was like, wait, I think it's against Luna once again.
No, Alice.
Alice?
Alice, who is currently still passed out, or was the last time we saw her in the infirmary.
Oh yeah, and of course we wouldn't betray a sick person.
Who would vote to betray a person that is unconscious currently?
No one would do that.
Would. Tifa, are you ready?
I am ready.
Bam! Now, finally, video games.
See, even in the recaps, everything is starting to blend into one.
Yeah, I think when I was setting up, I saw you did look at what happened last time, but you watched the first part and the very end.
I just clicked through it at random points.
And like I said, if you cut out like the 90 minutes in between, that makes sense that you would jump from there to there. But
it's kind of funny how we need to look up what we did last time, as if we weren't even there.
It's getting confusing.
I mean, yeah, that is true.
You're saying we should pick Ally, right?
Oh yeah, and we were actually gonna pick Ally, and now Luna is trying to put some doubt in us, like, oh,
Yeah, Luna was kind of sus before we all went into this room. She was like, "Oh, but if you were to choose Betray, then this could happen, and if you were to pick Ally, it's like,
Putting after everyone, they keep doing this after everyone already agreed to like pick Ally, and then it's like, oh, but if you pick Betray, you can get out.
Yeah, like, Luna is getting some moments here. Let's see how that turns out.
It's with most people, but still. Alright.
Since Alice is going to default to that anyway.
Yes.
I know. It's not really fair to betray somebody who isn't voting.
totally is.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day.
That is absolutely sappy.
Things Honest Psycho has said. For 100 points. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. This is my grin back when somebody does this to me. Is it working on you?
It's the slightly creepy, I'll kill you in the moment you're alone.
I can't look like this on command. I'm bad at it. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds remain. 9, 8,
Wow.
7.
This should be one line so that I can skip it.
4,
They should just start it with 5 seconds.
2.
Oh, Sabas, I checked. The link doesn't work for me either. Something seems to be broken. We will try to fix it after the stream.
Which link? This thing?
Uh,
That only
what
seems to
link?
work. Oh, well, I thought it was the command.
I will show you later.
Oh.
It's probably gonna take a while to fix. Betray! Whoops. Sorry.
Luna!
Oh no!
Of the Ambidex
She did this.
Why would you do this?
Because you skip the announcer lines every time.
Because they're slow.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why?
You really want me to keep the announcer lines?
Luna will remember this. If she survives this flow.
Luna is probably gonna die anyway, it's okay.
What happened to it's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting?
You changed my mind.
I thought
Wah.
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd picked Betray instead. It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Like I wasn't in control. You know, usually you're the one playing, but I'm the one always picking Betray. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the Betray button against my will.
It's not us.
Jack living in Sigma's mind. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right, well, we should go see the results.
That's a good choice. Let's see what
Evil
happens.
spirit.
I already know what they are.
I'm German. I've been called worse things on the internet, you know?
It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken.
Wait, Alice wasn't dying in this one, right? Because I believe it was Tenmiyuji and...
No, Alice has 3 points. At
Tenmiyuji
most,
had
she's
1
gonna
point?
lose 2.
And Fi had 1 point in this one.
There was some scenario where people only had 1 point and it involved Dio, so we will see in a moment how that works out.
Oh yeah, it was Fi against Tenmiyuji and Dio. Tenmiyuji decided to stay in the infirmary.
Oh, yeah.
Tenmiyuji and Fi have 1 point, so if Dio fucks him over...
If Dio picks Ally to mess with everything and...
No, Betray.
If Dio picks Ally to mess with everything and Fi picks Betray because Dio, then she kills Tenmiyuji.
But why would Dio pick Ally to mess with everything? If he needs to pick Ally to not have people die.
And if he picks Betray, but Fi picks Ally because why would she want to kill Tenmiyuji, she might drop to 0 points.
Basically.
Which we will see in a moment.
Yeah, it's part of the recap.
This is not recap anymore. I turned away and almost ran toward the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes.
We have 1 BP. No, it was with Fi and Tenmiyuji.
Results from
We will see. I don't remember numbers.
Well, we're gonna see right now.
And when Alice had actually woken up and picked Betray as well. Okay. I knew it! She woke up! She woke up just in time to vote.
Wait, so everyone picked Betray. This is
Yeah.
a first.
Yeah.
Also, Dio was willing to kill Fi.
Yes. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, but I didn't think in this flow he would do it. He would actually do it.
Yeah. Alice, she's been kind of strange sometimes, but Alice is a monster. Like, she basically just shrugged off the drugs that... Wait! We're fools.
Why?
Quark and Alice were passed out because Luna injected them with Soporil Beta to knock them out so that they don't pose any harm to us or themselves.
Yeah, but that probably wore off.
Well, if it didn't wear off, I'm pretty sure there is like an antidote to Soporil.
I don't think anyone gave the antidote for that.
Well,
Especially since they need to rest, they said, from recovering
why
with
not?
the thingy.
Like, Soporil was already a huge thing in 999, and this is Soporil Beta. So I would think Soporil, or the usage of it, is so prevalent in the medicine world in this universe that they have something to counteract it.
So you really think Tenmyuji went and gave her the antidote? I would believe
that
she
would
just
be
woke up.
That would be very Tenmyuji. To go like, hey, I mean, I'm sitting here looking after you guys, but I can just wake you up if I just go.
Yeah, no. I would think he wants them to have their rest.
This round does not give good confidence to the trust in humanity. I see only trust. Everybody did exactly what they had to do. Kay, Quark, and Clover, like, Kay...
The Kay and Clover, I'm not 100% sure about, though. What happened there? I mean,
if one of them picks ally, the other one gets 9 points and leaves. There is the mistrust, I guess, because...
I mean, they did have the conversation about, like, oh, we would benefit from both picking allies so that we both can't get out, and then in the next round we can both go together.
Yeah, and Kay probably could go like, oh, now I have 9 points, I'm leaving now because I need to do something about these bombs, I'm getting help. Clover, the same way, could go, oh, I don't know when Alice is gonna recover, I'm gonna get out to get help because...
No, remember, Clover got instructions from Alice to leave the moment she can.
Yeah. Well, on the other flow, but still.
That's probably a reoccurring thing. But the fact that everyone
Dio and Phi, that's just normal, because Dio, you know. But Alice is a happy surprise. And trusting Dio would have been stupid anyway. Phi would risk her life to save 10, she doesn't know him for all we know.
Yeah, but still, it's a risk to take.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she didn't take it lightly.
Dio,
which we might find out at some point.
Our current flow has not been as douchebaggery as in the others. Like, he has been kind of an untrustworthy
He's been a dick, but not nearly as bad as in the others, yeah.
And wait, are we currently in the flow where we picked ally? Or are we also...
If only we could check this. We chose Betray, then we chose Ally.
Okay, so we kind of redeemed ourselves previous round, okay.
Yeah, something like that. There we go.
Because otherwise I was gonna say, like, we're no better than Dio, technically.
Let's go.
Alright.
Press buttons.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
It also means that... I don't remember if we just saw this in the flow. If there's another vote, then...
Please check.
The stakes are just the same.
Well...
What? It wasn't possible.
How dare the others also do what I did?
Exactly. I blinked, rubbed my eyes and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betrayed?
I mean, I would be shocked too, really.
That's not possible.
She still looks a bit...
Alice?
glowing.
That's the light, you fool! That's
There's
to make
a glowing
her visible.
outline around her.
To make her visible!
She has been accepted into the crusty... What's the...
No, the Krusty Krabs.
the crusty chips? Nah, the crusties. She's a crusty.
You're crust. She was standing inside the second room from the left. A room that should have been empty.
The fact how she's still standing there, though, kind of makes me seem she lost it.
What an ice cold bitch. I love that. the fact that in whatever state she's in, she still like speed crawled over here to vote, yeah, that takes discipline, that takes willpower.
I can kind of imagine this like horror movie moment. Remember when I watched Megan? The movie? There's this
I remember
one
you watching it, but I've seen like 2 seconds of it.
It's a horror movie about a killing doll. And at some point the doll just goes, stands on all four and starts running. That's kind of how I can imagine Alice coming out of that bed. Like rolling over, falling to the ground.
Full goblin mode. Mm-hmm.
Goes on all fours and then starts like running to this AB room.
Yeah. Guess she pretended to be sleeping so she could kill Sigma because she assumed he wouldn't betray an unconscious person. This is the route where we already betrayed her once.
I mean,
so
it makes sense that she's
the
not
track
conscious.
record speaks for her to haul ass out of the infirmary, semi-conscious, go, not today, Satan. Are aliens landing? Is there an owl nesting above us, or did they move a table?
In case you start picking up weird sounds, our neighbors started drilling for some reason. We're in Germany! You're not allowed to drill at this time.
I don't think that's a drill.
That is definitely.
Don't think the microphone picks it up, but it does sound funny.
That's a drill.
If you say it like that, understandable. I forgot we betrayed her. Yeah, we did. That's the very first thing that happens here.
But the fact that she just stands into that room, not moving, is kind of creepy.
She's not moving because you're not pressing any buttons.
Yeah, but she's not even looking at the screen.
The room that should have been empty. Oh, why? What are you doing?
Oh, I thought I skipped stuff. Oh, stress.
No, you
Panic.
didn't. Yes, we did choose betray. Did we not? You looked at the wrong floor. No, I didn't. I don't make mistakes.
Well, we're gonna find out now why she picked Betrayal.
We betrayed somebody in the beginning. It might have been Alice. My mind was still reeling. Where'd she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to stop in front of me and glanced at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh?
She's taking it in stride. I mean, so far.
Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it?
No, it's
still easy. Yeah.
I'd do it again.
Why do you think fires 1 BP? I don't remember. Wait.
Well, I was more surprised that we also had 1 BP. I thought we had 3, honestly.
Isn't the right flow the one where we choose betray always? I'm confused. Anyway, we must have betrayed somebody at some point, because why else would you do it?
Coward.
Me, a coward. You've got some balls saying that to my face after you picked betray.
Do we have a right to be mad? I don't think we have a right to be mad.
No, we're being called out for something we did.
Yeah.
Like actually did. So, no, it's fair. Why are you even here?
The question is, why did she think we would pick it?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you?
Yeah, so we saved your life.
So?
Didn't we earn a little bit of trust with that?
Clearly not. Otherwise we wouldn't have picked betray, would we?
That's not the point. You were supposed to believe it.
Yeah, no.
Tenmyoji told me. Thank you.
See?
That's very nice.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible.
Let me hold you up.
We will help you stand.
You can lean on me.
First going right side on the floor was choosing door. Then, oh, well, we did that.
Okay.
And I guess this is the one where we picked ally and she betrayed us. Then again, it would make sense that she chooses betray this time, assuming that after she betrayed us earlier, we would now get revenge on her.
That, I guess, makes sense.
We could open the floor for a second. What she said. We could do that again.
That's so easy.
That's what smart people do. So,
Oh yeah, true. Here we picked a room, so we went...
I keep clicking room.
So we went with blue.
We went through the blue door. Oh yeah, we picked ally. She betrayed us. But then what I'm saying still makes sense. What I'm saying now, at least. Because we picked ally, she picked betray. She wakes up and goes, shit, I betrayed him last time, he's probably gonna get me back.
Oh, that could also make sense.
It makes sense. Also, hello Dark Lord. Happy Tuesday. How are you doing?
I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people.
How come?
Are you an original ginger?
What?
People
Original
with...
Ginger sounds like a cool name for a punk band.
The OG ginger?
No, original ginger.
No, people with ginger hair.
Red hair?
Red hair, ginger, isn't it the same?
I don't know, but red hair, yeah.
People with red hair need more anesthetics.
Really?
Yeah, for it to work.
All of them.
Yeah, that's an actual thing. That's what I'm saying. Is she an original? Does she have originally red hair? Because then that explains if she dyes her hair black.
Now I want to see her with like natural red hair, first of all. Also, that's kind of cool.
Could be interesting.
Just woke up in time for a delicious bowl of eggs. Neat. Please enjoy.
Always time for eggs.
A result of my training.
Oh, okay, so they just poisoned her a bunch and her body has gotten like used to it.
Only press A.
Yeah. I'm ginger.
I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me.
How does she know?
I don't...
Do you get drugged and then think, this is more gas than usual? I would use half of this gas.
In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on and I got here as fast as I could.
See? Naturally woke up.
So, you showed up right after we'd gone to the AP rooms?
Yes. Right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that?
That kind of sounds like she didn't have any other reason, just betray us. And kill us in the process?
Maybe we'll get there.
Seriously, she was willing to kill us.
She assumed that we would also pick betray.
I'm not getting this vibe. I'm not getting this vibe at this moment.
Nah.
I'm just saying, not getting it.
I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it?
See?
She has a point.
I mean, yes, but still.
She has a point.
You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
That was absolutely what she was out for.
So what if I was?
Are you serious?
Didn't you say this is why you loved Alice Mattenard?
You would have killed me. Does she know that yet?
Yes, I am quite sure.
Look. I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray.
Do you think she also had a morphogenetic field moment?
I wouldn't be shocked if she did, but still.
There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Yeah, but not us. That's the difference.
The other person is Dio, and that's to be expected, and Faye, I don't think, wanted to do that.
No,
She did it because Dio.
Those don't matter because it's not us.
Yeah, no. If we talk about rap music, what word can you get by rearranging the letters in ginger? What are you going with? Because I don't like it at all and I'd like you to not do that.
Let's not go there. Yeah, that is better.
Yeah, please don't. Like, no. Just no. Fi and Dio.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
Yeah, but why would anybody think that this Dio picks ally? Has Dio in any flow that we've played so far picked ally? Ever?
No, he has always been out for Betray, I believe. He has picked here.
Has he? He has 5 now. I mean, okay.
He has picked ally once. Allied exactly once. I honestly don't even remember.
Okay, true. When I was against Luna in round 1, was he alone in the room? Because with me and my Dio hatred, I would still argue that it wasn't him that pressed ally, but whoever he was in the room with. He was with Quark. Okay. So it's a 50-50 chance whether he actually for once did not want to betray somebody else. True, that's when Quark joked that Dio wanted to betray her.
Oh yeah, and then they had another little argument.
Still don't know if Quark was joking or not.
About not trusting Quark, and I think that was also the moment where we got more information from Dio about everything Quark said in the room.
Yeah.
That Quark was the one that said we should betray them.
Could imply that he just didn't want to start the game betraying people. Yeah, or that somehow Quark pressed the button first, you know, like, I'm thinking like actual innocent, like little kid stuff. Like, I want to press the button, and like running there and just pressing it without like giving it a second thought, like, what are we actually doing? The whole AB game dilemma and all that.
Probably not, but...
Speaking of Quark, I remembered something, but not sure if I could just blot it out. Yes, you can.
You're on the same information level as us, so...
Yes.
Unless you've been looking things up.
Yeah, but I don't
think so, so yeah. Go with it.
And then I can go, oh yeah, I remember that, and then... Remember how Quark joked about his age? Yes, he did. Sigma was like, oh, you look like you're 12. He's like, I'm 20! That was a joke!
Yeah, and then didn't actually answer it.
Considering what happened in 999? Oh, you think it's like a June kind of moment? Where he's in this like weird state where he is two things at once, like he's 12 and he's older, but like...
I wouldn't believe they're gonna reuse that.
Or
I mean, there's obviously something with Quark, but...
He said makes sense if he's a time traveler. Yes, or going with one of my OG ideas, that he's possessed by something. If he's like remote controlled, like imagine if he is like a biological version of the Golem robots. I know it's a stretch, but if he is a human being that is remote controlled by somebody else, for example.
He's a lefty.
Yeah, but like, if he's possessed, maybe whatever was in charge in that moment wasn't lying. It's like, no, I'm 20. And he's like, what, you're not 20? He's like, joking.
Nah, I don't think he was possessed at that point. And then in the end it turns out that Quark was the most trustworthy character of all, trying to save us.
Quark was the only one.
He was just innocent and being an annoying kid.
Nah, don't like it.
Well, let's see what their reasoning is.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another.
Yeah, let's not talk about us anymore. You guys tried to trick one another.
Yeah.
Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
And the other one would be dead.
No. Quark would have been alive. It's between Clover...
we're talking K, Quark and Clover. Yeah, sorry, I'm still on the 10 Miyuji and 5 thing. Okay, yeah.
No, none of them were speaking, so we just moved on to the next couple.
Good choice. Like how they just both stand for like, oh look, I'm wearing shoes.
I mean,
nice.
How do you continue from this?
I turned to look at the results again. Before I'd only been looking at my own. I'd realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart.
This is also not something you're gonna build up again. Like literally everyone.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard time. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else?
You think that little victory we had by recreating the antidote put like this bit
gives
of spirit...
you enough of a spark of hope so that they would work together? And yeah, I would love that, but
apparently it did the complete opposite.
Yeah. I'd like to speculate that Quark is Zero's assistant or Zero himself from the future. Putting it down for later. Do that. Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention.
Pay attention, because we're gonna take a short break.
What a roller coaster. BRB.
BRB. We're back.
We are. The AB game has reached stagnation. I wonder if it's gonna stay like this, or if in the true ending at least we're all gonna leave because we reached 9999999 points.
Well, we still have quite a bit to go. Maybe the flow will grow again with something.
I somehow don't think it's this one, because this one is already unlocked. I'm thinking the true ending is going to be this one.
The middle one has the old lady and bombs, I believe.
True, yeah.
Like it needs to have both.
Alright. Getting there.
Fine.
Alright guys, pay attention. You've probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together.
Can't see where you were pointing. Oh,
everywhere. That's the beauty of it.
I think the true one is the middle route, because I believe the middle one had the old lady plus bombs.
Yeah, true. Like old dead lady, bombs in the middle. It has both. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I'm gonna write that down. The middle is the true.
I said that.
Do you know who placed the bombs? No,
Luna.
Still don't know that.
It's gonna be Luna. Wait for it. Speaking of hydrate, how do you like your coffee fruit smoothie?
If you did it that way. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma. But I need to think on something for a bit.
Like what?
I would appreciate being left alone.
Oh, left alone, huh? Sus.
You got that now.
Tifa, we got a red band-aid on your neck. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
For her little thingy.
The crust of my removed...
Scab.
The scab of my removed birthmark fell off and it's still a bit sore, so I put a band-aid on it.
In the process of sitting down thinking this is gonna be so nice, gonna have my breakfast, watch One Piece, next thing I know my mouth is covered in coffee.
I thought you somehow conveniently spilled, for those who don't know, tea, spilled fruit and coffee all in one thingy.
If you think about it, honestly it's karma. Not because you're a bad person, but you made coffee and your name on the internet is tea.
Wouldn't have happened with tea, yeah. put a blender in it and make a nice smoothie.
T is for afternoon. It's afternoon here.
Funnily enough, for me it's more afternoon. Like if I drink coffee, which is already very rarely, it's afternoon.
I drink coffee at all times.
Yeah, you do.
Lunch packed possibly with the best tuna melt I've ever made. Write down what you did different this time. Thank me later. Tifa never writes down when she makes a recipe like stand out compared to how it normally turns out.
I sometimes do.
Yeah, but only sometimes. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Enjoy your lunch.
Please do. Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy.
Sorry.
Theo.
Well, in that case,
At 2, Phi.
yeah, sorry.
This kind of makes sense. I'd be bumped out too, really.
Bumped? Bummed. The phrase is I'm bummed out. Or to be bummed out.
That's what I said.
You said bumped.
Yeah, I did.
Nice try, though, because I heard what I heard.
You have good. Sometimes you have good ears, actually.
One step ahead of you. Good. Make it so that Tifa remembers to also always write it down when, like, she makes a miracle happen in the kitchen.
Having a nice lunch, like, can make your entire day
Yes.
well. Like, you could have super shitty meetings before this. Not with us, of course. But then you have, like, a good lunch and it, like, brings your spirit back up.
Yeah, maybe with less punching as Tifa just motioned, but yes. Super grumpy because my internet has been spotty lately. Colin got the nicest woman with a southern accent who credited me $50, so I guess I can't be mad. Fair enough. $50 is $50.
Spotty internet is really annoying.
Yeah, especially when it just happens randomly. Like you're looking for a reason, but there isn't one. Feel the
If our internet falls out, like lately it's more like during the day sometimes. And then it's like one meeting or 1 minute before you have that meeting. And I'm like, hotspot! Hotspot!
And only with the most important meeting you have in that day.
Yeah.
To get bunked out means someone kicks you out of a bunk bed for private time. I've not heard that one before, but
I'll take it.
there is no bunking out somebody here. Because we don't have a bunk bed. Supposed to have a meeting today, but left my external hard drive with all the work I was going to present at home.
Can you just move it to tomorrow?
Can you get rescheduled for later this week, but still unfortunate. Yeah, but see the silver lining. Now you have extra time to still mentally prepare.
That's true. Now you can go over it one more time.
Exactly. See if there's any leftover typos or something. Yeah.
Normally let it go, but lately it's been every day it goes down. Yeah, I would call as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, at least you get $50 out of it.
Yeah. You pay for it to work, not for it to pay to work whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, $50 is a nice I don't know how much you pay, but that's a nice compensation.
Yeah.
But hopefully it gets solved quickly.
Exactly. Meanwhile, with another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Theo and Kay quickly followed suit.
See?
It's funny because Kay followed suit.
I also did not catch
See
that
what
for
they
some
did there.
reason.
There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves.
Can you blame them? They're stuck in here with strangers who are all kind of acting dickish, and there's bombs.
Still, it would be nice if we all worked together.
Yeah, but how can you trust these people?
So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here.
Everybody sucks here.
Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
Oh, I thought she was asking Sigma for some reason. I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. And before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it.
Everyone's gone.
But at least we have each other.
Exactly, Luna, you still got us!
I don't think she needs to be happy with that.
Yeah, whether you want us is the question. You aren't going to leave too?
No,
Are you sure? I chose Betray.
I know. But I still believe in you, Sigma.
Aww.
Oh, my heart.
Oh, how sweet.
It's growing. It's like the Grinch. Talking about getting bunked out. A long time ago, Luna.
I think your hand must have just slipped or something.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Luna, that is... The intention is really sweet, but the moment you start making excuses for people and stuff like this, it's like...
You know, I ate some greasy chicken wings earlier, and when I pressed the screen on Ally,
I wasn't
my
trying
finger
to
went...
vote, actually. I was trying to get rid of the sauce. Because I'm Chicken Wing Charlie. Too pure for this world. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Lunacy.
Right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Who put the... Anyway.
Wait, 1 sec. Is this... We can... Oh no, we can't. I was gonna say, and we can also say we are not gonna betray anyone again, because we're out of betray options, but there actually still is... Hey!
You don't know if it's ally or betray.
The lock's gone.
There has
Oh,
never
wait,
been
yeah,
a
there
lock
wasn't a
symbol
lock.
because it's a double lock.
Yeah, but I was gonna say we will now never pick betray again, because this was our last betray anyway. But,
Assuming the flow doesn't extend again.
yeah, but there's still at least one waiting for us, so it doesn't work.
Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse. Still weird they didn't put a double lock icon in there.
It makes sense, because you could
Yeah.
brute force the password, I would think.
Yeah.
I think we could just Google it and
I think-
continue.
Technically, this lock doesn't work like the others do, because whenever a lock icon has actually appeared, you need to have played the other part of the game. And
Yeah.
here you just need to know the passwords. So potentially, even if you haven't seen the other parts of the game, if you know the passwords, I would imagine you can just get through them.
You could have a morphogenetic moment
With yourself.
with
off the
yourself.
internet.
Take it off of the internet, which is also this big cloud of information,
A cloud, you say.
and then
Yeah.
continue.
You know, sometimes when I'm playing games and I'm stuck, I try to like reach out to the morphogenetic field. I share mine with game FAQs. It just seems to work really well for me.
Round
Now I'm crying for some reason.
of the star keys. There is
Round 1 of the star keys?
can be
The next round is for the star keys.
Yeah, but the way you pressed through that was like round 1 of the star
Yeah.
keys. Save codes are randomized when you start a new game file.
Really? Oh, then I do agree. It's weird that there's no lock there.
Random, or is there like a list of possible ones? Because I would imagine there are people that try like a whole list. As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over too. Sigma, could you show me your bracelet?
No.
Why?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Oh yeah, true. We didn't have to talk with everybody what they are and who the parents are.
Everyone ran off.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pear. Oh, what about you?
I'm a magenta pear.
I wonder what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. Why is it always 81 minutes? Do you think there's a reason for that?
Is it always 81?
Yeah.
Easier animation, I guess. I would think it's like what?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, ultimately the amount of time doesn't really matter for the flow of a game, does it? The pacing, the flow is already a term in this game.
No.
Yeah. There's 4 options for each of the 9 positions, so if you have time you can go through all 262,144 possible codes.
No, but
Okay,
this
that's
is
a
not
lot.
a save code. This is the password on the PC.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I thought it was the save thing with the 9 blocks.
Oh!
This is an actual password.
Oh yeah,
and
true.
then
Now we're
you
on
have
about the
millions of
ID
combinations.
and password for the director's room. We could pull a Doctor Strange. Yeah, exactly. We just make this the longest stream ever where we try out manually every single possible combination. We could also try with the saves because now we know how many possible options there are. That's also too much for me to try.
I think we even set save codes, Matanard, but it's about the code. The
password
lock is
and
on
the
the
ID.
password and the ID for the PC, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we could technically Google and then continue with the lock.
It's randomized. Oh wait,
Yeah,
save
the
codes.
save codes, that's
Oh.
why.
Oh,
That's
okay, yeah.
where-
Now I'm confusing myself and understand the confusion even more. Yeah, true. But yeah, fair. If the save codes are randomized, it's also not that much of a stretch that the password and the ID that you need to enter would also be
Yeah.
randomized. Because they don't seem to be like words or terms that have popped up in the story so far.
It actually looks random.
Yeah. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah. Physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Like, getting out of here!
Together, that would be a really good one. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked so far. I mean, we could just make up some good lie why we need everybody to get to 9 points.
I guess, but...
Like several bombs.
Yeah, but as
Yeah.
long as I get away from the bomb, it doesn't really matter.
And that's why people pick Betray.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose Betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
Like Zero? Luna, you are so sweet. That is such a good idea. But instead of telling us things that we already have or that we already did, how about you tell us how we can do it differently?
She's thinking out loud, which is okay.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, true. There are no bad ideas. An enemy.
Yes.
Dio.
I can get
Dio
behind
is
that.
the enemy.
I can definitely get behind that, yeah. Sounds good.
Common foe.
Dio, yeah.
Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
Hopefully, Dio. After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the accelerator.
Also, Dio, bomb, it both has an O in it.
Confirmed.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah. And if you take the I and you shape it around the lowercase d, it's shaped like a B. Or if you take a lowercase d, you get the idea.
No, all you need to do is flip the B, then you have a D, then you take this stripe in the B to make an I, and this you move to the top for the dot, and then you have the O.
No. Tiny bombs hidden in their food. Why do I think I've seen a movie with a plot like that? Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
Then you do a handstand and read it, exactly.
But only after you wrote it with blood on your right thigh, and then you put your thighs together, and then during the hands you need to read it off of your left. In a mirror.
It's all connected.
Outside, and only after midnight, exactly. During a full moon, not a full eclipse.
And you need the light shining on the exact right angle.
Yes, and Venus has to be rising. I don't do astronomy and astrology. I don't know what that means.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
Clues, huh?
Do you have any clues?
No, because then her name would be Cluna.
You're finally redeeming yourself.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Also, this is the perfect setting to get the Luna ending.
I'd be okay with that. Quark has the weird things in his head which no one conveniently pointed out. I think they just don't want to make him feel ashamed for his sense of style. But I fully agree with you. It's weird. Like, is it decoration? Is that just how it looks? Is there a function to these things?
It's literally one of those heads that has ear protectors in it.
They are like the size of, I don't know, big.
Yeah, because they have ear cushions in there. But
Kiva,
that's an actual
they are
hat.
big enough to put lunch boxes in there.
I agree, it looks not to my taste, but it is an actual hat.
I believe there's a gold file. Oh, there's a gold file explaining that. We still need to read those at some point. Oh, Jikoshi released the file on what it is.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's not a normal hat.
We still need to read the gold files at some point, but not yet.
Maybe.
I didn't go through the trouble of getting them to not read them.
I just want them to like complete the collection.
I'll complete your collection. That's right!
I completely forgot about that. We found this purple chip laying under the bomb.
Yes.
Let's go to the infirmary.
The memory card! I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
What's this?
I told you a memory card.
Luna doesn't know because she was still in the infirmary when we found it.
Like I had just said, because that was one of Sigma's lines.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks for Sigma's planning. It was under the bomb we found in the lab.
I just said that.
Yeah, good thing Sigma is explaining the details as well. If only somebody had pressed the A button. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh, I guess we can't really use it then.
The screen in the infirmary?
He doesn't know.
Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something.
Huh?
Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark.
There we go.
There's a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes. I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Let's go.
You know the funniest thing about this? Isn't there like a ton of different types of memory cards? I remember it used to be even worse in the 2010s, no? Like Sony had their own, like those Memory Stick Pro Duo and Pro, which are like short and long. Then there's SD cards, compact flash, all of these different cards. I remember like...
Does it matter?
Well, if I was running Free the Soul, for example, and I didn't want my information to get leaked, yeah? I would just put it onto some kind of memory card format that most people don't use, like the one Sony used most of the time.
Well, this might be one that most people don't use, but we have the one device in the entire planet that can actually read it.
The EU mandated all memory cards have to be the same format now. Did they?
That makes sense. Do you really think everyone would work together to...
After all the stuff about like charging cables and stuff? No. Wait. I think it was charging cables for phones and eventually laptops and stuff.
Well, that's only now, no?
But they should also do that with memory cards, honestly. In this universe. Oh. I want to live in this universe when... Just put on a wax cylinder or a mini disc. Oh my god, I still have mini discs.
I remember floppy disks.
I still have some of those too. I was the kid, I was thinking, oh, I want to get an MP3 player back when what was a thing, just before the iPods came out. And I was like, but wait, if I get like a MP3 player thingy, it only has so much memory. If I get the cool mini disc player, then I can just keep swapping them. And I think 2 or 3 months after I bought that mini disc player, they announced that they would stop making mini discs. I think I have one of the last packages ever sold in Europe, I guess. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover and Tenmyuji.
Excuse me? Where's my hallway animation? Open door?
I'm very happy that we skipped this. We said earlier we wished we could skip this.
This is not acceptable.
Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
Breathing? I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home.
Admirable.
As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Clover acting like she wasn't aware of this.
If somebody comes in right now, without context, not having heard any of the previous stuff,
no one would get the wrong idea in this setting.
no, especially with... Yeah, no, could totally not be mistaken that way. You can read any card if you hold diodes through all the electric contacts and push the right voltage through it. Basically going CIS. Can I also zoom and enhance it? I mean, it's Laserdisc all over again. I also remember those. I never had one. Alright, let's do what the lady says.
Go ahead.
Oh, Tenmyuji.
Thank you for the permission, sir. Right. Just as Luna has said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. That's not what a memory card sounds like.
Ooh, I like these find words puzzles.
I hate them. Tenmyuji, go ahead, stick it in already. I'll bite the pillow.
Hurry up.
I forgot Ted is alive here. Yes, he is, thankfully.
So far, at the moment, everyone's alive.
It's 2 repeating lines. I was getting really excited because I thought it said egg here, but... Egg-G. What is this?
6 rows, 22 letters each.
Yes, for a second.
Yes, and?
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
Don't tell me we need to decipher this ourselves.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought part of one of the passwords we've seen was mixed in here.
Oh, that would have been evil, but no.
Then it's like just cut, like password 1, 2, 3, 4, but...
Oh, you think like in some other games that they give you this massive spoiler?
Yeah,
If you realize early on?
I don't see it in here.
The only thing I see is lol, lol, lol. There's some kind of code or something.
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there? No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey, Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training.
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
I was gonna say, was it something from 999? But then I would imagine this one remembers that.
No.
Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
What?
That's from the lefties.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
We found a knife! That said that.
In a different universe.
Oh wait, it's gibberish, isn't it? I've heard it both ways.
Gibberish?
Gibberish makes it sound like it involves the Bee Gees. Are they still around? I don't think so, right? Didn't like 2 of them already die?
I think I usually say gibberish.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Myrmidons. For some reason I felt like I'd heard that name before.
What are the Myrmidons?
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
It's not British or gibberish, it's pronounced British. If you ever have a pleasure of talking to a person who speaks English with a heavy Irish accent, I want to know whether you understood them. I've had the pleasure like 2 or 3 times. I did not understand them. And I know that's on me, but the first time I did, honestly, I thought it was a prank call.
I had to keep translating for you when we were in London once.
That is true. Like, my English comes from, you know, people pronouncing the words, or trying to, like us. But when you are just in everyday life, people just talk fast, they mutter, they mumble, which, that's fine. But if you're not accustomed to that, it's like, I'm sorry, so could you repeat that?
Can you speak video game English?
Can you speak the Queen's English, please? Something like that.
So this thing we're looking at...
Is it now the King's English?
I think technically yes, but emotionally it's still the Queen's.
You think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb? It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes.
How did we get to the bombs?
Well, because we found the card fallen on the ground where the bomb was. So they go,
that's how we get
the only person who could have put this here was whoever placed the bombs, because they dropped it.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Which again clearly indicates that it's Dio, which doesn't shock me. Dio is the Unabomber confirmed. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't consider this dropped, but placed. It's under a table, exactly under the bomb. Like, you usually don't drop things that easily when you're crouched under a table.
Well, maybe he did drop it, wanted to pick it up, but then again he heard somebody. Like there was a sound.
I always find it funny when something like that happens in like a movie or a series and you see them grab for it and they go...
Yeah.
And then they go away as if that one split second.
No, but it takes away your focus.
Yeah. But okay, I see the connection now, thank you.
Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Damn, I've got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
What?
How am I supposed to decode it?
Theo, get your ass here.
Oh, remember in the Dio ending he was trying to use this machine and he was saying like, oh, it's only part of it.
Here is the rest,
I guess this is one part? And this ultimately won't matter? Not really, at least?
Oh, if anything, he knows how to transcribe this.
Yeah, but he's not going to tell us.
I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
Okay, if Alice starts, we all get into the pod, and then we'll meet again in, let's say, 200 years, and if it's still not cracked, we go in again.
It is 78153610838094241990551.
Yeah. That was the thing.
Get your shit together, lady. Can we use the transmitter code with the letters in the background?
I don't think so.
Like, what if, like, 78153, if you translate that into letters? What's the seventh letter? G.
Well, not a C.
G-H-A-E-C.
Oh, you mean
Is
like
that on
this?
there somewhere?
But why would they repeat these lines over and over? Why not just have one line then?
I don't know.
If we go with 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, M.
No, you would have to read from the first one. That's the.
Then
Oh, wait,
M.
that is the first one. Also.
I can see the first
Okay,
line.
let's quickly do this. 7,
M.
8.
Empty.
Oh, I was like, empty? No, it's M and T.
My favorite letter is X.
Oh, no, X is not a letter. 78153. MTC. No.
Nah, not worth a shot, but it's
There
not,
goes my glorious plan.
not happening.
See.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice? Clover? Who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
Classified. You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of a state or something like that.
Codified.
What?
It's codified. Only worked in my mind.
What?
Still not as bad as your lock joke, but... Never forget it.
No, I think codified is a actual term, but
Is
it's something about laws.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then also doesn't work.
Yeah. I heard codified or codified. The answer is yes, either way.
Yes.
Just what the hell kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do. Understandable.
Sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
She has a point.
I mean,
That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
Yeah, Luna, remember your great idea of unifying everybody against a common enemy?
I'm the common enemy.
I'm an anemone. Anemone? What's the name of that creature in the water? Codifying is for turning into a fish. That on purpose, accidentally, or like as a punishment?
We can turn it into a D&D spell.
I was gonna go with that next actually. We should add that to Dungeons and Dragons. Level 5 codifying spell. Now you have to go upstream.
It probably already exists. I know in Baldur's Gate I have a spell to turn people into sheep.
Yeah.
I
Polymorph.
forgot the name of it. Oh yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
I
it's a
don't have
polymorph.
sheep as an option.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend.
I was only gonna...
I say these things
Betray you out of
remembering
love?
that I chose betray and everybody else chose betray.
I betrayed you with love, though.
Yeah, I did it from a friendship kind of position. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, and just tell us about the Myrmidons. And what else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
I mean, from her perspective, she can't.
We should just ask Clover. Clover is the one that keeps blooping all of it out.
Yeah, I mean, true, she did that, but we've established multiple times that Clover is the weakest link in the chain. Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and run out of the room. I'm just imagining like 5 people standing in this group saying, no, I can't, and she just jumps and leaves. Hey, wait, Alice! I took off after her. Please don't go to the crew quarters.
No, running through the hallway again?
Keep following me.
Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
What? But she...
But we did. I mean, we didn't specific...
We were talking to Alice.
We were in a room with both of them.
But the fact that she now says talk to Clover as well is like...
Maybe that's a deflection tactic to stall for time. And when Clover goes, oh, you have to ask Alice.
I guess.
And then we go back and forth. Clover.
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
I like watching you breathe.
I feel at ease with you.
Yeah, I made a purely selfish decision and I'm not regretting it. That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden?
No, it's definitely that our personalities just click.
Yeah, there's just something about you, you know? It just catches my eyes. And it makes me unable to focus on anything else. I am saying this as she is staring at us and angrily smoking, angrily breathing. The eternal ask your mother, ask your father loop. Exactly. Remember the crew quarters of his garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. It means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
Really? Really? The slightly flirty approach works? Oh my god. Okay.
I don't think that necessarily works.
For the sake of this plot advancing, I'll take it.
Aww.
Rolled a 20 on Riz. Depending on how fast she spins, maybe... Nah, anyway. The blush on her cheeks. She's wearing a skirt. If she spins really fast.
Who thinks of that? No one.
I'm sure I'm not the first one. You can all hate me if you want. It's okay. I'm just saying what you're thinking. Can a blush be seen with that skin color? Yes, definitely it can. She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond.
How romantic.
Did we just quietly take a walk there?
Yes.
It's like that show Lie to Me where they read micro expressions to her face. Oh, that's with, what's his name? The main character, the actor. Timothy Roth, I want to say. He was also in a bunch of different stuff. And he was the bad guy in the Hulk movie with Edward Norton. He became, spoilers for a over 20-year-old, almost 20-year-old Hulk movie that nobody watched. Mr. Orange, yes, he was also in Reservoir Dogs, right? That was the name of the movie. Yes, I like that guy.
Doesn't ring a bell at all.
He plays assholes really well. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
Did we already get the Alice ending?
No, but I think this is gonna be the one.
I thought we would steer towards the Luna ending, but this is actually looking like... Wait. Oh, I can't see that here. Do we? Yes,
No.
I can. Okay.
What?
No, I was just checking something.
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
Yeah, but you're hot, so it's kind of okay. You mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared.
Okay, we're having a little moment
Aren't
here.
we all though? Like,
Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb.
yeah.
I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could.
Very logical and smart reaction, I would
I
think.
think it would be more shocking if she didn't. Yeah.
What happens when I pull this cable?
Good thing there were no cables, there was only a port to plug in a thing.
That's true.
Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
Do you think that symptom of not feeling yourself has a meaning? Or that's like, is that just the like you trying to make sense of it all, failing to do so, and like not realizing, not recognizing that this is your body because everything is suddenly super weird? Or do you think they're gonna go with something super strange, like Radical 6 prepares the body for something?
Well, you do kind of change, seeing how you're trying to commit suicide and argue about that with people too.
Yeah.
So there is some disconnection, I want to say.
Yeah, I guess. That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could.
She looks like she's just about to punch us. It's like the...
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be her like turning around and like pulling her hair back, but I wish they had stuck with two-dimensional art for this game. The virus has symptoms.
Well, yeah.
As far as we know, and what the game has told us, yeah. Or wiping a tear away. Yeah, but then shouldn't the like
that could also
like
be...
her hand is here? Shouldn't it be like here? I mean,
no, it's kind of like it could like be going there.
It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible.
no, you're human.
Don't you? Just do it.
What? Do what?
Kill me. Get it over with.
What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying. I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. And then another and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Romantic.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, that's when the hot main guy character goes to the hot main lady character and goes like...
The camera starts zooming in.
And they always put their whole palm of their face like on their hand. Wait, I need to do this on this side so people can see it better. So like, it's always like as if you want to slap a person, but pause it like with love. It's like, and then they go. I've wiped people's tears off. Never like that.
It's
Never
the
like that.
tender caress.
Tifa, would you prefer I give you a tissue, or I like go for your eyes, or I go?
I'll just use your sleeve to wipe the snot
So
away.
I keep
Yeah.
pulling out your earplug. Let's not bicker or fight about who killed who or why.
We're all killers here.
I fully get this. I mean, in the heat of a moment, it's you or somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what I would choose. I don't think I would be thinking clinical, like, okay, here are the repercussions to my actions. If I choose this, then no. It's like, I don't feel like dying right now, so I'm going to press the button that makes it less likely that that is going to happen. It's self-preservation instinct.
It makes sense.
Slips and stabs the eye with your finger. Yeah, exactly. Or like accidentally cuts here somewhere because, you know, nails.
No kiss! No kiss! You're giving
No.
very double feelings, Psycho.
Honest Psycho, have you been told that you give confusing signals? I feel bad for her.
You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
So I look like an Egyptian high priest?
You can call me Daddy.
So bad. It was a typo. It's okay. That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad.
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Aww. Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
We're getting such dramatic music, by the way.
Yeah. Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
But my lips are only sealed because... Seal my lips with thine own.
No kiss!
No, now kiss. Exactly. What crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good.
Aww.
All right then.
So, one second. Is this an onion or a bell pepper?
That's a leaf.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes more sense. It's like, why do you put onions on your skirt?
It could make sort of sense. Like if this is, I would say bell pepper, then this is like the oil
What
thingy.
oil?
Like this is a jar that you have oil in, or a
Oh.
flask with a
She loves
oil
cooking.
thingy in it. But no, this is
So it's cooking themed.
This is
yeah,
a
no,
leaf.
Okay, fair enough.
But I say before Alice begins, we take a moment to dry our tears and take a short break.
Let's do that.
BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
Our lips are unsealed.
And it's getting cold in here.
Little bit, yeah. It's slowly turning fall over here.
Yeah.
Alice took a deep breath and began. Of course, I have to read out everything again. Actually,
No, that's me.
you do it this time. I remember when it
But
was...
it is me.
Yes, but the last time we had a scene like this where the character relayed the message, but it wasn't this like white on black thing, I read all the text.
Yeah, because it was your character. When it was Fi, I did it.
No,
when
I also
it was
did
Luna, I did it. When it was Dio, you did it.
I'm thinking about Clover.
I did Clover.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't recall. Anyway, go.
My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on a vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning.
Say what?
He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved.
No, I said it.
It's not gonna be thingy though. It's not gonna be Sigma though. If that's where you're gonna go. Okay,
No.
I thought that's where you were.
No, here, really quick. Do you know that feeling where when you are in the bathroom, whether you take a shower or you're doing your other business, you have the smartest ideas?
You started which, and I was like...
I don't recall doing that. I had a thought. Do you remember that Alice in 999 was this ominous character that was this mummy that was frozen and somehow on the Titanic?
Yeah.
What if still this is the same Alice? Hear me out.
She's being cloned?
Hear me out. My father is Egyptian. That still matches with the original Alice.
Yeah.
Her father was a priest as well, I believe, if I recall correctly. But my mother is French. France didn't exist back then, but the landmass did, and maybe she's just calling it France now, because back then it would have been like, what, no man's land? I don't know. I don't know what the Egyptians called places in Europe, geographically at least.
It's an alibi.
So, her mother is from somewhere, and she moved to the US. Now, remind me, Tifa, from where to where did the Titanic sail? Or sail? Where did they go?
Oh, you really think it's
Because
like that?
if I recall correctly, the Titanic left the UK and wanted to go to the US. No?
But they arrived. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any trouble adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened.
Not nice.
In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. I kinda liked this pencil art style.
Yeah.
When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists and he had been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. I was like, oh, now the mother looks completely different, but now we're swapping
Those
the
good old
elements.
ancient Egyptian transatlantic flights, eh, Jack? Well, if somehow Alice, Mummy Alice, wasn't a red herring, but I think she is now, had been unfrozen in semi-modern times when the Titanic had sunk, maybe her parents did too, but A, that's a stretch, and B, I don't think transatlantic flights became a thing until much later. So, yeah. Or maybe Alice from the backstory in from the backdrop of a story in 999 and our Alice have the same connection as Arcane did with Arcane in the first game.
I want to say no, but who knows what else
Just
you pull
wait.
out of your butt that's gonna be
Just
correct.
wait, it's gonna be a thing.
Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I learned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father.
Wait, So he wasn't dead, he was...
He was kidnapped.
But... Okay.
She even said that.
Yeah, but maybe after some point you learn that he was killed?
That has never been said.
Yeah, I'm just guessing, you know, if somebody gets kidnapped and you don't hear from them for like 15 years, I would imagine that while being kidnapped, they died.
In the wise words of Fi, what's with that negative attitude?
Sorry, you have a point.
They're alive.
Didn't Alice say he was killed?
No, I'm quite sure we had a conversation with her before, and then she also said she was looking for her father.
Yeah, true. Transatlantic flights started in 1939 by a Pan American. Okay, but Titanic was way before that, wasn't it? Yeah.
And if it turns out that he is actually killed, she can still say that later. At this point, it's like, hey, I'm still looking for my father.
Exactly.
So it can go both ways. Blah blah. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Eternal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organization and other serious threats to the state.
So SOIS is an American institution?
Apparently.
We were thinking back then... Wait. Okay.
Does the country matter?
We
thought it took place in Japan. But...
Yeah, because I mean, Clover said that she and Snake had moved to the US, but they fled. And I think she said that they moved to the US.
Don't remember.
But I thought Department of Defense, SOIS, they were brought back to Japan for this. But okay.
I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. Is cloning illegal, by the way? Out of curiosity.
I think in most countries currently human cloning is illegal. I don't remember.
There are actually laws against that.
I think so because I do not know. I would need to look this up. But I remember that being a huge thing in the late 90s, or the mid to late 90s. Because you remember the Dolly, the clone sheep, that was everywhere. Cloning was such a thing in the 90s. Mewtwo exists. No.
Yeah, I get your point.
Like, when they made Pokemon, they decided we need to make a Pokemon that is about cloning, you know? Human cloning is entirely illegal pretty much anywhere it has the technology to do so. Yeah. Okay. Instead, we now focus on doing stuff like growing organs for people that need a transplant and stuff like that. Trying to perfect that. This sign can't stop me because I don't have morals. Some evil scientist. Yeah, somewhere. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's not being done.
Yeah, but I'm more curious about if there are actually laws in place. Because with some things, it's like... Could also be a Dutch thing. It's like... It happens so little, there's no point placing a law. And there are so little people that have the technology to clone.
No, that's the Dutch approach. No. Thank you, Dark Lord, for doing the investigation for us. 46 countries have banned it, but here in the game it's also 28. So who knows how many by then.
At some point that's going to be unbanned, I would think as well.
Probably, yeah.
The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now, at last, I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. I kinda thought it was the same, honestly.
I mean, the Myrmidons are basically like the military of Free the Soul.
Yeah, I thought Free the Soul was just the name of the cult and the people in it were called Myrmidons.
Potato. I think we're splitting hairs there.
Yeah, I guess.
Imagine some power-hungry dictator needs a new liver. Clone. Yeah.
There is a movie based on that where all of the... I don't even know what it's called or it's a series, I don't know. You have all of these rich people that can pay
I want to
millions
say what
for
the
a clone.
movie is, but I think that's a spoiler if I say the name. But yes,
That thing is also years
The
old.
Island. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's it.
that one.
Immediately I had to think of that one.
So, a Chinese doctor a few years back that used CRISPR to edit 2 Chinese twins' genes, make them more resistant to contracting AIDS. Was arrested and is likely to stay still in prison. Okay. Yeah. Oh fuck, spoiler guys. The Island is a super old movie. Don't worry.
It's not new.
Don't know.
It has to be at least 10 years old.
Way longer. Didn't The Island come out when I still went to school? 15 years? Something like that? It's been a while.
Honestly, I don't remember. I remember 2005. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
If it's old enough to drink in most countries, it's old enough to be spoiled. Yeah,
That's actually a good way to...
Just because I'm like super anal about this doesn't mean all of you have to be. Yeah. Maybe one day.
Fair. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail jello to a wall. Gotta put enough gelatin in it.
That's disgusting.
Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever.
Calling it now Brother is either a cyborg or by now fully an AI.
They cloned Brother.
No, they cloned Left. Left is the brother of Brother, but Brother is the head of Free the Soul.
Which one was the one killed? Left. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
if only they had names that wouldn't be so in the way of saying sentences.
I wonder who thought these are good names to use.
Well, they sound cool.
Left and Brother. Not really.
Um,
I'm sorry for everyone who is called Left or Brother, or Left Brother.
Cloud, Squall, Lightning.
Wait, Lightning is a name?
I named 3 Final Fantasy main characters.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, if there's characters with that name, there's 100% chance people started naming them after them. Yeah, okay.
I think it's more like a title rather than a name. That also would make sense. And
Makes more
Left
sense.
is called that because he left the world. Possibly. I hope we will never know because I don't care about the cult stuff. I tried to read a manga once which had a character named Beyond. I dropped it soon after. Yeah, sometimes like names can be hit or miss.
It can be hard. I mean, it's just an unusual name. I think the most unusual one I've seen was like Beautiful Hope.
Yeah.
And I can't wrap my mind around it being a name, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, true, like Hitler went with Führer. Given like their craziness, that's not even too much of a stretch, I guess. Yeah. I doubt Brothers is his real name.
I want it out too, but you know, who knows?
Maybe not the name he was given, but the name he chose, you know? So, I mean, ultimately, I don't care, but it's slightly confusing. Be worse, my D&D campaign just met the famous bounty hunter named Beef. There's lots of opportunity for jokes there. Yeah.
I wouldn't make fun of that name because you're gonna have beef with him.
That's what I'm saying. Or my character from our other campaign whose name is Uncle. Yeah, I mean, why not? Also stuff like brother and uncle, like while not the name of a person, that's something you call people in certain cultures. Don't you do that in Japanese, for example?
I'm talking about names. Oh, if you get like twins, you should call one uncle and one, I don't know, grandfather or something. And then you can go, oh, is he your brother? No, he's uncle.
No, please don't do that to your children. No.
Please don't.
No, don't get them bullied on purpose. No, but I'm saying, if you live in a country, if you're surrounded by a culture where you address people sometimes by a, what's the word? A honorific?
But
Yeah.
honorific and a name are different things.
Yeah, but if you're so used to being called that you adopt it as your name, but everybody just calls you that,
But then it's more
doesn't
like a
it become
nickname.
the same thing?
So if I now keep calling you Digger.
That's German youth speak. Technically, I mean, if you want to localize it in English, it would be like fatty, but with a PH to make it cool. No, I'm serious.
For real? I don't even know the meaning of it. But
Yeah,
everyone is like going Digger.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like
so
bro.
stupid, I'm sorry.
It's like the German version of bro. Yeah.
Well, I get really annoyed at that word.
Normal names are too mainstream. I'm gonna call myself Crossing. If that's what you want to do, yeah.
Honest Crossing?
Digger, my big guy. Thank you, Honest Psycho, for teaching us to semi-boomers how to
be cool.
properly use these words. Thank you. Hey Dad, why is my sister named Lily? Because your mom loves lilies, so she named her Lily. Okay, thanks Dad. No problem, beef. Yeah, it's... I think there's a difference between namings, like giving a child a name, and a person choosing a name for themselves. Like if you choose to be called Beef, that's cool. If your parents named you Beef.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of RuneScape. You have trolls in the game, and they are named after the first thing they've eaten in their life.
Oh Lord.
So some are just like rotten fish or flour or stuff like that. And I think there's one that actually has a name. I think it's like Sarah, some general name.
Because they ate a person with it.
And it's like, that's also kind of a cool system.
Somewhat painful.
Maybe a little bit. That would be a cool system.
No, I do not want to be called after the first thing I ate. I don't even remember what it was. But
Hi, booby milk.
yes. So I had 1 or 2 words. Is it hyphenated? Oh look, Tifa, you have lines to read.
Hey, we're in a serious conversation here. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Hey, isn't that the building from 999? That's where we escaped from, no?
Oh! Oh, there's the connection. That's why she showed up at the end. Alright, keep going.
Finally, one thing answered. Then one day I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. But seriously though,
Why
that
dressed
outfit,
like that?
in that outfit, like no shame about the outfit, it looks awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
But if you believe that the terrorist holding your father against their will is
Would
right
you
there.
dress like an Egyptian head priestess? Why'd she take off her shoes in the desert? She's gonna burn her feet. Yes.
We'll have that too, but like, is this the outfit you would save your dad in?
Did Uchikoshi write the story for both games before they made the first one, or is this a retcon?
Also a cape? That's asking to be killed in a action scene.
I remember the Invincibles. Yes. Because you're telling me she was already an agent of Zeus at this point. Are you telling me that they just let her go in there dressed like this?
Wait, Dad, I can't save you yet. I need to put flowers in my hair.
She arrived after the... Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
This is at the end of 999. This is the first time you actually see her.
Yeah, but that's about when she arrived there.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
According to her, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've never seen her in the game, so...
So what was the point of a mummy story? I honestly wouldn't be shocked if that still comes back in this game at the end.
They wanted to put the whole Ice 9 in there. And I think with putting Alice in here, they just wanted to confuse the heck out of you.
Yeah. Somewhere, every night, the writer Uchikoshi goes to bed and he's like, people thought it's connected. Yeah, I'm so confused. It actually pisses me off a little bit. The game isn't over yet. There could still be a connection.
That is true.
No one ever said she was a good secret agent. But that role is already given to Clover.
It makes no sense. Like, I'm not saying she should have wore a army outfit or something here, but maybe something with more mobility, and that is set for
first of
fighting
all, no,
moments.
you can't have more mobility than this. There is nothing hindering her movement.
I actually can't even argue that, yeah.
But one thing, you bet your ass, if she actually gets into the building like that, everybody seeing her will be confused.
I think people will be confused regardless.
Yeah, like us. As good as the writing is, it beats a bit too much around the bush. See, I grew up with Hideo Kojima games and they're all like this. Spoilers. So I guess I'm used to it.
They're just trying. This is, I think, honestly, it's just fan service.
Maybe she was on the way to belly dancing class like Lotus. Apparently.
I think it's literally fan service. I think that's
Yes.
all we need to look for.
True. The only connection was sexy design.
It's so you can use this as your wallpaper without the text.
Lotus' outfit didn't make any sense whatsoever. Maybe she actually was on her way to a belly dancing class. Maybe she just likes wearing that because it's comfy for her. You know? There's just no deeper meaning to it, which is normally what we look for when we see a character design. No? I think that's a good idea.
On the way there, my car. On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere.
So convenient.
I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. How are we supposed to know?
Clover!
Oh,
I
like
remember
that
the ending
Clover,
of
yeah.
999 because there was a whole thing. Oh my god, can I drive a car? And they were like, yeah, I mean, we're in a desert, just you can't kill anybody here, I guess, except us in the car.
I forgot Clover was driving.
Ace was all tied
Ace was
up
in the back.
and he was in the back. He's like, "Moo." And Clover was driving.
Yeah.
Alice played one too many Hitman games and thought dressing as an Egyptian mummy would trick the terrorists and letting her into a fake Titanic. Of course. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose. Clover.
Yeah, we already said it.
That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her. And when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was about just the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd just been locked up inside of the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. It's kind of funny, you know, that you would... If you just escaped this facility in the middle of a desert, and you start going out and you meet...
This person.
Alice, who's like a princess of Egypt.
A person who looks very much out of place.
Basically. And she's like, oh, how are you doing? Well, I got kidnapped and we killed this people and we killed this guy and this happened and this happened. Like,
maybe on purpose.
well, I guess to get help. But
Yeah,
still.
exactly.
But it's like...
To draw attention to all of this.
Personally, I would think Alice is the one that needs help in this situation.
Yes, because she's walking through a desert standing on stones out in the Nevada sun with nary a cloud in the sky on bare feet.
And it's actually better to be fully covered in this situation because you're gonna get sunburned so hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
There's a reason why people that live in deserts are usually completely covered in cloth.
You need it. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons.
No. Now we're getting unrealistic. Where did she sit?
On Ace's lap.
Ace was in the trunk. Everybody except for Akane and Santa were in that one car. They even talked about how cramped it is.
She's just like laying down.
Yeah, because there were 5 people in that car.
Have you never seen like clowns where 20 of them fit in a
It's
tiny
the whole
car?
circus.
It's the same thing. Also, I'm sorry, Dark Lord, but did you see the dress she's wearing? There's
a
no
long
matter.
dress.
There's no matter of just pulling that down.
Didn't look very long to me, but she's sitting in Junpei's lap. I think he would remember her, but...
She fit in there somewhere. She's skinny. She's fine. My priority... Wait. I lost my line. Oh yeah.
Start from the beginning.
No, I finished it.
No, you hadn't.
Yes, I had.
I don't recall.
I did. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to Soy's headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, they are... Soy's is a part of DOD. The
At least
Department
they
of
went
Defense.
to...
So they went to some official.
Yeah. It's better
Just
than
not to the
nothing.
police. Move Ace to the roof of a car, move Junpei to the trunk, Alice gets a seat. I like that because fuck Ace.
Is this one of another puzzle?
Yes.
Like,
Oh my
make all
god,
of them
it's the
fit in
tangram,
car.
but with the people in the car. She was lying between the steering wheel and the windshield. Clover couldn't see anyway.
I mean, advantage of
True.
the desert, the chance of hitting someone is very small anyway,
true.
so might as well.
Yeah.
She would probably fit perfectly.
Or, because she couldn't see, Alice sat in the driver's seat and then Clover sat on her lap. So that she could actually see where she's going. And Alice is doing the gas and brakes.
Could work. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had investigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul.
What?
There was also a sixth person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se.
Okay, now
That's
we're talking about
Ace in the
Ace.
back.
So, wait, the pharmaceutical company was part of Free the Soul somehow.
Guess.
I mean, fair enough to be so fucked up in the head that you think what you're doing here is science and a good idea. Yeah. Okay.
I suppose.
See, yeah, that's not too much of a stretch. You need to be in a certain mindset to do these experiments with children. Or with any person, I guess. I think there's a gold farmer.
We'll probably
One day.
find out. Maybe.
You've heard of tandem bicycle, but have you heard of a tandem car? Needs to be a thing.
It sounds unsafe. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. Why not just go with Ace?
Why don't we say his whole name? Something something Hongo.
Yeah, but why not then just say Ace?
No. Why do
Or
you
does she
not
not know?
give a full name? Don't tell me he's coming back in this game.
It doesn't matter, I think.
I think it does.
According to the other four, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. Okay, so that's where the connection is.
Okay, so he was a member of them too. Okay.
More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause.
That would explain his hatred for other people, or his general disregard for other beings.
I suppose. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently it had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field.
Tell us more about that.
I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown.
Here we go. Wait. Alice wasn't part of the game, she wouldn't know he called himself Ace, just his real name. Yeah, fair. But them not using his real name in this game makes me think they want to surprise the players later on with that character.
We're already getting a full recap. Like there's not
Kinda.
really a need to give a surprise.
Yeah, I guess.
Just like us, they probably forgot the name and just went like, go with H.
Something with H. Completely honest, fan service is fine, but when it breaks the suspension of disbelief, it's annoying. Knowing them, there is something in the rest of the game that will explain why she was dressed that way.
I mean, there might, but...
Yeah. Who else do you expect to return from 999? At this point, everybody.
Besides the...
With what we've already figured out, probably the rest as well.
Nah, I don't think we'll get any
Wouldn't
more.
be shocked if I did.
Don't think so. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousnesses of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy.
But that's not what it is.
The Soys had heard of this particular ability before and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. I keep thinking she's holding a baby for some reason. Like here
because
starts
of the shape.
here starts the head.
It's the cradle carry and the shape on top. Yeah.
I keep seeing a head here, and it's so annoying. It wasn't too
Silly.
long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale
biological. Here, look at me. Blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah, blah.
No,
Biological terrorist attack.
See, there we go.
I can speak.
Ooh, I think Fi is the kid of or grandkid of Santa. I don't not see it. Yeah.
I only see
Could
it because of the white hair, honestly.
Yeah, but usually that's like a giveaway in anime-style games, no?
But we have no one that has the typical main character here. Besides
true.
Clover, maybe.
Yeah.
This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a... Oh, sorry.
What?
My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H experiments, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by.
Don't you need a bit more experience to be a commanding officer? I mean...
Well, we don't exactly know how much time passed.
Yeah, true, and we only know what she's telling us, so there could be tons of stuff that she has actually done that...
From the beginning of her story till now, it's been several years.
Yeah. Jack acting like bright white hair isn't just as anime-coded as random colored hair. Yeah... I mean...
It is, well,
yes.
Actually, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, true. We'll see.
Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. Yeah, it's like this woman-hating organization, and we're sending a woman into your ranks.
If how you interpreted that line from Dio is actually correct.
I want to believe that is the case. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled.
So is it just me, or does she look like a fast food service person?
That's her disguise.
So Free the Soul set up a
They ordered burgers or
burger
something.
store.
Yes.
Burger shop.
It's part of the...
I guess that's why you call food that makes you feel comfortable and good soul food? I tried.
Nice try. I searched frantically for Clover until at last in the basement room I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. See, we found him. To take their burgers. I mean, as long as it's good.
That's the moral question for today. If you learned that your favorite fast food chain was run by terrorists, you still eat there. It's a fast food Chinese food restaurant. Clockwork Orange Chicken. I hate that. Also, poor dad.
He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. So he had been alive the entire time, but he has been killed now, yeah.
Supposedly.
He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding.
Ah.
Oof. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone, and tell her masters at the Soys to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone I'd lose my reason for chasing them. As if she wouldn't be replaced, though. They were very, very wrong.
I mean, you could replace her, but I don't know, it's a personal thing.
Yeah, but it's still her job to chase them. They're acting like this is a personal project only led by her and no one else is behind it. There's literally the government behind her wanting to capture these dudes.
Maybe they're hoping they run out of staff if they all go, oh no, we don't want to mess with this. We're good. Bye.
Before the burgers are made from clones of Big Brother. I'm getting Sweeney Todd vibes here.
Ew. I hope not.
I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. I thought this is where both of them were captured. She went to rescue Clover, and I thought she was then also gassed and taken along, but I guess not.
No.
He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s.
Compromised?
Oh, comprised. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting.
8s and 9s?
He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. On his chest, though. Well, harder for them to find out, I guess.
Okay, hear me out. That really hits me in the feels. Like, I want to sit here and be emotional. Like, this is rough, this is heavy stuff. When exactly did he scratch that message into his skin?
Wait, is it scratched in or written on? Can I go up? Because on his arm they were
He carved
written.
them into his own skin.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, if it's scarring, you can still read it. No one says it's fresh.
It's fucked up is what it is. Either way.
That is true. They were the first tears I had shed since the operation had started. There was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who'd put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for. The headquarters of the Myrmidons. You know the worst thing? The only thing I actually know mother lode from is a cheat
Sims
code in Sims.
So then you know what it means.
Not really.
You hit the jackpot. You get everything.
We only got like 50,000 out of it, I think. 500,000 maybe? I don't
I was
even
trying
remember.
to explain the meaning of a word to you. Imagine you have a guard on duty and the guy you're watching is cutting a message to his daughter into his chest.
It's kind of touching, isn't it?
I'm confused about that too, because why wouldn't you want to stop him? But at the same time, if you go with the whole attitude of these people actually believe you as a normal human being are so far beneath them, it just doesn't matter.
And we also don't know if he's been on constant guard, if he's been on constant guarding. I mean, he's been kidnapped for what, over 10 years?
Tifa,
he could have had a little bit of freedom to be left alone.
If I kidnap the lead scientist in cloning technology and I use him as my biology and science slave for what, 15 years or so?
Probably something around that time.
When I decide to kill him and get rid of his body to send a message to his loved ones, I will check the body first. Then again, what
are you gonna do about a "I love you" message? Why would you even do something about it, even if you saw it?
Just put his head there. Sends the same message.
I think the message showed, where you now show that he did not have an easy death, was also enough.
I think a decapitated head would have done that too.
Not necessarily. Because
Yes.
now you have an entire body to show that he suffered.
I think that's still bad enough for people to feel a certain way. If I had him in the same fast food uniform as Cologne, the same, his arms and chest would be fully covered. So it could have been a while ago. Okay, fair enough. We don't know, and they don't tell us.
It's also something no one really
It's
cares
reasonable
about,
to assume that it just works.
I think my father must have known how things would turn out.
But how did he know?
Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of the other agents in danger. So we took our time. We gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold.
That date sounds familiar.
But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared.
Oh, damn!
And there we are again.
So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room?
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Why were you dressed like that?
We saw the eye roll.
Why were you dressed like that in the desert? Don't you know that's not battle attire? Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. And based off a code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes.
And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that?
I told you. We need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
That key is probably outside.
I think the key is the information we learned that made this locked route unlocked. Wait, no, that was the immunoglobulin cloning thing.
Yeah, the key is probably what Dio dug out outside of the...
Well, we have one of them. With a transmitter code.
Yeah, but
From the
that's
Dio
probably what is needed.
What's the key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait. A long string of numbers. Could that be... Yes.
See? There you have it. Exactly.
Hey Alice,
that thing.
I've got your number that you're looking for. Seven 815361098838094241990551.
What the hell?
That's a very logical response.
I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously and I stared back.
If I was Alice now, I would believe you're a Myrmidon.
Yeah. Acting like this to get her trust. You know, I'm the failsafe for the plan. But now we know about the morphogenic fields. That
Yeah,
too.
but it's also kind of a coincidence, like after you've been told, you now go like, oh, I must have
you mean
had
this
a
number?
morphogenetic field moment, which is also kind of suspicious.
So far, Sigma has not told anybody that he does that, or that he has that ability.
No
It's
matter
kind of
what
been
he
hinted
says.
at with Phi, but
Yeah.
he's never outright said, hey, I think I got this.
Yeah, but the moment to say that is now over. If I tell you about this thing, and literally a minute later you go like, oh, I just experienced
Oh,
this.
BT dubs?
Here is that number from the terrorist organization. Like, no matter what you say, you'll be sus to me.
Yeah.
Where did... Wait, can you say that again?
No, I forgot.
7815360198838094241990551.
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
You what, mate? No.
She's really good at math, remember? After high school, she got a full scholarship immediately.
She's a human computer.
Yes, that's why she got full scholarships.
So, Jack, I didn't hear you. Could you write that again? Say it again. No. I'm pretty sure I will do it at least one more time throughout this game, but... What?
That number you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
You know, normally I find it quite attractive if people talk nerdy to me, but not now.
Did it take you this long to calculate that? Of course it's this.
I wouldn't even know how to calculate it. Of course it does. Why did I? You need to be in a certain mindset and expecting math, like advanced level math, I'm guessing, to get that.
Like, I get a different number. Can you explain the formula you used to get here?
Sigma. I'm sorry, but could you please show the rest of the class how you got there?
Thanks for stating.
In math lessons, it's not enough if you just know the answer. At least over here it isn't. You have to show how you got there. You have to show that you did the work.
Is this a test?
It is now. Thanks for stating the obvious, Alice. We all knew that already.
Blah.
What are you doing?
There's something in my tea, and I don't know. Blah. There was like a jelly bit in it. Is there a fly in my tea that I just spit out again?
Tifa, I know we're talking about math, but you nasty.
That was a super nasty feeling.
Let's
I
put
kid
it-
you not.
Let's put that away. And
Give me some of
never
that
talk
wa-
about this again.
Give me some of that water. That was the nastiest feeling.
Another earwig. You sent that through a morphogenetic field to Tifa. Your work is worth 100% of a credit. If you write the correct answer with no context, what you get is suspected of cheating. So Alice is cheating? Now stop playing with that.
I just wanted to see him with the water.
That's for later, Tifa. Everyone understands primary factor decontamination, Alice. I don't.
This is like grade school level, people.
Wait, what? Sigma? I didn't even see that yet. You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right?
I'll just be like, yeah?
I don't recall ever seeing any of this in my math lessons. Like if you have 30, then you'd get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did not.
Actually, way earlier.
No. So you're saying that that long number you just mentioned is a prime. If you multiply it by itself 3 times, you'd get the other number you said?
Yes.
Don't tell me you just did all of it in your head.
I like how even Sigma is just repeating these long-ass fucking numbers
Sigma-
from the top of his head.
But we've established that Sigma has like photographic memory, and whatever the audio version of that is, if he sees or hears something, he will always remember it. Unless the plot needs him to forget about it.
I guess.
I did do all of that in my head. Simple mental arithmetic.
I'm starting to believe she has 3 brains.
This is an alternative universe where people actually fixed the education system. Screw the antimatter engines and all of that. That's the science fiction I need. Yeah.
No, also Sabes, in this multiverse, it's not bullshit, it's all logic.
Actually, calculating is... I've actually... Completely unrelated to this, but I've seen a TikTok, I think it was a few days ago, of this kid, I don't know where, somewhere in Asia, I believe. And like they're sitting there looking at a calculator and just numbers are coming in, and then you see the kid doing like as if they are typing it on the keyboard of the calculator.
Was it at a Britain's Got Talent clip, the human calculator?
No, it was like a school video.
Oh.
And then he did that basically. I don't know the math because it went over my head, but something like this. So these people exist. I think the chances of them being here are just... I mean, the plot needs to...
I think they've been selected, of course. The chance of them being there is not small.
She doesn't actually have boobs.
They're
The gold
3 brains.
necklace is hiding that those are her secret second and third brains.
If you look closely, there's ripples.
Those are the brain wrinkles. Yeah. What? No way. That's impossible.
I told you. I'm better at math than most people.
Yeah.
That's not
Better than
most people,
everybody.
but sure.
That's not better at math.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too.
I mean, I also agree
Where
with
did you
that.
find that number anyway?
I mean, wait. I think I just forgot something. Maybe all of us did. If we go with 0 set this situation up, then it's not just random people and one of them happens to be a savant at math. You know, this entire situation has been highly curated.
Yes.
So, the fact that we're bumping into all of these seemingly impossible odds, yes, that's why the story can happen, because it's set out that way. I need to remind myself of that. Because like, yeah, sure, yes, I meet people like you to say? What would I tell her? But it just came to me.
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys, and there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number.
If you say so.
There's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Oh! Now we don't need to play the rest of the flows. For the other passwords, we just do the math. We just find out the other numbers that are 25-digit and are the number that you get to the third power of...
It's kind of dumb we didn't even realize that when we were there.
It was so obvious.
But for the sake of not jumping back again, I say we just finish these lines.
Yeah, let's play the game as intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be disrespectful to the developers otherwise.
Exactly. Otherwise we now jump back and forth way too much between the same trees.
Yeah.
Like, might as well finish this and go the legit way.
Exactly.
And then we can confirm that that's the number we also calculate.
Yes. Let me quickly double check, wait.
Yeah,
checks out. Yeah.
It's written down, yeah.
Could you explain that with smaller words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number.
No.
198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code. You still don't get it?
You know what I also don't get?
No.
If I was Sigma, I would just be like, okay, you do your thing. Like, I wouldn't even try to ask for an explanation because this is all lost on me anyway. You can explain this until you weigh an ounce. Like, there's no point.
Aren't people that are gifted with things like this, like Alice, usually aware that they are leagues and leagues above everybody else in the room usually?
Yeah, but Sigma keeps asking.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. He makes it seem like he's interested in actually getting the answer. Yeah.
Like, just go, okay, great.
It's fine to say, hey, this is going over my head, so how about you just do the thing?
Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was... C. Photographic memory. That's been established before.
I remembered the BYO, but that's where it stopped.
I remember LOL.
But there is an oh lol, like that.
We all focus on different things. You could in theory guess bomb passwords, but in a way different way than you just said, and you would need a lot of luck, even if you knew how the passwords are created. We will not try that approach.
We're not going to.
Evie, this one is for you. CQUJHNMTEONERAXDFMIOVP.
And the second row?
BYOL-WXYPX-SVZEQGTKRTLED.
Buchstabieren bitte.
I'm sorry, could you spell that phonetically? Bravo, Yankee, Oscar, Lima, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee...
X-Ray.
X-Ray? It's the X-Ray.
I'm pressing.
I think. And then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Choice.
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter.
Also, can someone say how close we are to the actual end?
Not.
Okay, then...
How about we just get through this part and then we call the night?
Yeah.
Because if she says that number one more time,
because I was
tomorrow
like,
I will start bleeding out of my ears.
After the story, we're probably gonna get an end at some point, but then...
We still have to do the other part.
Yeah, but I thought we were much lower. And I was like, okay, then we can go a bit longer and finish it, but then...
Quite far, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first.
Hey,
That's literally what we did!
We did have the right idea.
Oh,
We just had
then
the
8
wrong
from
number.
that one. Oh.
We had to start. We had to start.
Yeah, but we used the wrong number.
Yeah, but still.
we had the solution. I mean, we didn't, but we had the...
It's because we didn't have the code yet.
That's true. We needed Alice to say these things, so it wouldn't
Exactly.
seem like we're just spoiling everything.
This is a team game, you know?
Yeah.
Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
Oh god. I ran over what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was 198449351. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she'd explained? First letter would be C from the top left. Then you'd move 9 to the right, which would give you O.
I'm shocked they're not letting us do this ourselves.
Then 8 more to the right. Eventually we'd get a word. And that word was...
Oh.
I hate you! I shoot her away to let me just read this because I was expecting to get this whole paragraph. Decode the password using 198449351. You will have 6 chances to succeed. Fail and the game is over.
Just in case this number is not on screen. There.
First, let's save, because I have a bad feeling about this. The code sheet won't be displayed when you input your answer, so it would be wise to solve it now. The key is 198... No.
Wait,
It made the text go away.
We don't need that, it's fine. You ride along.
Me get a piece of paper. You can all do the homework with us. Okay.
Okay, so we start at 1, which is C.
C.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, O.
We knew that, but yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is M. 1, 2, 3, 4 is P.
Comp.
1, 2, 3, 4 is L.
Compil.
1, 2, 3, 4,
E.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is E. 1, 2, 3 is
T.
T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is another E.
Completed. The message he was trying to send is completed.
Oh, I might as well delete this.
Wow. Such a puzzle.
And we
Such
only
a
used the
solution.
first thingy.
Yeah.
Like, why? No, never mind.
To confuse you.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, remember, the key is 198449351. Closing this window will take you to the input screen. Completed.
Oh, you have such good memory.
Yeah, I accessed myself in the morphogenetic field. Clear. I did it. Completed. That's it. That's the answer.
Completed? Are you sure?
I'd be so confused if I get completed out
Yeah.
of it. Like, what do I do with this?
It's the same place that calls the leader brother.
What do I do with this information? Like, nothing.
I'm guessing the other passwords are gonna be like mission, successful.
Oh, we're gonna get Sarah. Yeah, okay, that makes
So
sense.
that the solutions to these things also, if we have to do more, would also spell a message. Completed is like,
That makes more sense.
yeah. I did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got is completed. Well, actually it's completed, completed, completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right then.
Isn't it funny though? She can remember the numbers,
Yeah, because she just does the math again in her head.
but then she also needs to remember the huge 25-digit code
Yeah,
number.
but recalling numbers and recalling images are 2 different things.
I guess.
Oh, they can be 2 different things.
I suppose.
And she already has a thing for numbers. Intelligence is very diverse from person to person.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fair. It just seems weird. Like, I can remember this 25-digit number
Tifa,
after hearing it.
look
once.
at us and how we solve puzzles differently.
Yeah, I can't say anything about that. Yeah,
We are the very, very like clue to your mystery, right?
very true.
I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
Mission? What? Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete. So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before.
Shall I save here or not yet?
This is a wonderful moment to end it, I think.
Because I think we're gonna go into another explanation, talk, moment thing.
Yes, and then next time you get to do your recap. So you're flooding our brains with memories that weren't there a moment earlier, and then we do it in the game. I think that's wonderful. I think that is very, very wonderful.
Well, that hurt my brain only a little bit.
Yeah?
Listening to it is very different from having to solve it, fortunately, so...
Thankfully this one was easy.
Yeah, like I listened to it, it went like whoop. And
Yeah.
like now I'm good.
Yeah. I like that generally even the most seemingly daunting puzzle gets explained to us in a way that I'm like, yeah, no, I understand this. I can do that. I can count to 9. Right.
That they can say and calculate and do whatever they want, because it's not like I'm gonna be the one to prove them wrong anyway. So okay,
True.
yeah, I'll believe you. This makes sense.
On a good day.
I'll take it.
Imagine us doing this on a bad day.
We never have bad days.
Yeah, we do. We have days when we definitely should not be playing games of puzzles.
Yeah, that is very
Got
true.
it out, thanks on the stream. Thank you for
Thanks
being
for hanging.
here.
Say hi to Groundhog once again. Have an awesome rest of your day, and hopefully see you soon again.
And remember to make copies of your recipe for your tuna melt.
Well, I guess that's also time for us to head out, go to bed, ponder about what puzzle is gonna come next.
I wonder what they're gonna do with the rest of the flow and how much of it is gonna open up for the true ending route. Because...
But we still have quite a bit of character endings to go.
I mean, yeah, a few, but we're getting there.
I mean, yeah, but we're halfway there, technically.
But also, like, wasn't like the true ending part in 999 like 1/3 of a game for us?
No.
It was quite a bit though.
Oh, like that you mean, but how long it took?
Yeah, it took us a while, no?
Not that long. I mean, it was a long route, but it wasn't 1/3 of the game, I want to say.
Maybe my memory is skewed because we were able to get there and just run one run through that flowchart. Yeah.
I think it just felt like that, yeah, because there wasn't a lot of jumping. There was a lot of sticking in the same thingy, which was also kind of nice.
Yeah, but also a little bit annoying because of all the having to skip through text. And then trying to figure out, okay, is this different, is this not? The way they're doing it here with the automatic skip function that just stops when it's different, I love that. Every game needs that if there is stuff that's needed to be replayed. But not every game does that, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We'll see how it works. I'm still hoping we get to finish this game this month, but I'm starting to doubt it, honestly.
I don't care, we will have to make that happen. I have one last thing to blow all of your minds.
What?
Did you notice that I shaved throughout the stream?
I was wondering.
And if you realize now, you will think, when did he do that? And I will not tell you. It's one of those little Easter eggs. If you have to rewatch it basically to find out. But I did. My hair was getting so itchy, it was driving me nuts. So I figured I might as well shave it off finally, but I'm gonna do it today. Any more smartness from you, Tifa?
No, we will be back tomorrow. We're also not going on a raid because there's no one online, so we're just gonna call it a night.
Let's do that.
Want me to press the button? You press the button?
You didn't say the things when I will say, oh, you need a different line.
You kept going like, oh, don't say that, and now I don't say it, and I was like,
I didn't mean to make fun of you.
That was a happy way, never mind.
Yeah, I was pointing that out, like, there's evolution here. I like it. Now we just need something for you. I like it. We will think of it.
We're gonna be good.
Pressing the button. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We're back tomorrow with hopefully more answers and less numbers. See you then.
Probably
Bye.
not. Bye.